Introduction: the addiction to light. No one is coming to save you. You look around waiting for a sign, a helping hand, a stroke of luck, or a like to validate you. But as long as you keep seeking applause, you will remain a slave to the audience. We live in the era of the pornographic exhibition of intimacy. We have been convinced that if you don't post it, it doesn't exist. We have been taught to sell our privacy for cheap dopamine. You wake up and before washing your face, you are already broadcasting your life, seeking approval from strangers who wouldn't attend your funeral. You have turned your life into a cheap storefront. And what is always on sale, no one values. You have lost your potency today. The energy you should be using to build an empire, you are wasting trying to look successful. You are a leaking battery. You are a lion that has forgotten how to hunt because it is too busy roaring for the circus. You feel stuck, anxious, and weak. And that is normal. It is impossible to build anything solid on shifting foundations. It is impossible to build on foundations that move to the rhythm of other people's opinions. This audiobook is not here to stroke your ego. I am not here to tell you that you are perfect as you are. If you were perfect, you wouldn't be here, frustrated and looking for answers. This is a declaration of war against your need for attention. This is an invitation to the darkness. I'm going to teach you the ghost protocol. I'm going to teach you the strategic art of disappearing. I'm not talking about running away. I'm talking about submerging. I'm talking about withdrawing from the social radar for 6 months to undergo a brutal, silent and solitary metamorphosis. I am talking about closing your mouth, closing your networks and opening your mind. You will enter the cave as a frightened lamb in need of validation. You will come out as an autonomous beast that needs no one. But I warn you, solitude is dangerous. At first, it hurts. You will face demons you have been covering with noise for years. But then, solitude becomes addictive. Once you taste the power of silence, the noise of the world will seem unbearable. Once you discover who you are when no one is looking, you become dangerous. You become uncontrollable. The world does not respect what is always available. The world respects the scarce, the hidden, the mystery. Are you willing to die socially to be truly reborn? Welcome to the shadow. Let's begin. The path is lonely, but the reward is absolute sovereignty over your own existence. If you are ready to drop the mask and face the void, take the first step. The transformation begins the moment you stop performing for the world. Submerge now. Chapter 1: The Decision to Die, Social Death. You are afraid. Not afraid of the dark or heights or spiders. You have an atavistic, deep and paralyzing fear of being forgotten. Your ego, that hungry little beast living in your head, feeds on only one thing: attention. Every time someone views your story, every time you get a message, your ego receives its dose today. It feels alive. It feels relevant. It tells itself, I exist because they look at me. Modern society has hacked this tribal survival instinct. 10,000 years ago, if the tribe ignored or expelled you, you died devoured by a predator or frozen. Being invisible was equivalent to physical death. Your brain still thinks it is the same. Today, being invisible is a luxury. But your primitive brain doesn't know that. Your brain interprets the lack of notifications as a threat of expulsion from the tribe. It panics. That's why you check your phone compulsively. That's why you say yes to commitments that steal your time. You are screaming, though, please don't forget me. Welcome to Chapter 1. Today we are going to kill that scared child. Today you will make the most difficult and powerful decision of your adult life. The decision to die socially. I am not talking about suicide, obviously. I am talking about something that, for your ego, feels just as terrifying. I am talking about disappearing. I am talking about withdrawing from the attention market. I am talking about becoming inaccessible. I am talking about becoming a ghost. If you want to build something great, an elite body, a real fortune, a masterpiece, you cannot do it while you are busy ensuring everyone knows you exist. You have to choose popular or powerful. The two things at the same time are impossible in the construction phase. The king sits on the throne and everyone looks at him. But before sitting on the throne, he had to spend years on battlefields, dirty, alone, and focused, where no one applauded him. You want the crown without going through the mud. Today we enter the mud. Share the economics of scarcity. why your presence is worth nothing. Let's start with a basic economic lesson that applies to human relationships. The law of supply and demand. What is abundant is cheap. Air is vital, but it is free because it is everywhere. Diamonds are useless stones, but they are expensive because they are scarce. You are air, you are available everywhere, and that is why. You are everywhere. You are on WhatsApp 24/7. You reply in a second. You are on Instagram, you are at the bar every weekend. You are always available for a quick coffee, for a favor, or to listen to others' complaints. Your supply is unlimited. Therefore, your perceived value is zero. People do not respect what they can have. People take for granted what is always there. If you are always available, you become part of the furniture of their lives. You are convenient, but you are not valuable. The Ghost Protocol is based on inverting this equation. You are going to create an artificial scarcity of yourself. When you disappear, you break the pattern. Suddenly, you are not there. The message stays at received but not read. The chair at the bar is empty. Instagram stories stop. At first, people won't notice. Then, they will wonder. And finally, they will ask, what is he doing? Why doesn't he need me? In that moment, your value rises. Mystery generates attraction and respect. Tus, the cancer of FOMO, fear of missing out. The number one enemy of your disappearance is FOMO, the fear of missing out. You are at home working on your project or reading, and you see on your phone that your friends are partying. You feel a pang in your stomach. They are having fun without me. Things are happening and I'm not there. That pang is the slave's chain today. Let's analyze the reality of what you are missing. What are you really missing? A drunken conversation you've had 1,000 times? Music too loud to let you think? Spending money you should invest to impress people you don't care about? A hangover tomorrow morning? The brutal truth is this: most social events are repetitive noise. They are simulations of happiness designed so people don't have to face their own void. People gather not to create, but to distract themselves from the fact that their lives are going nowhere. When you enter ghost mode, you accept JOMO, the joy of missing out. You are glad not to be there. You are busy building your own world. While they are wasting energy, you are accumulating it. While they are repeating stories, you are writing a new one. The price of greatness is missing the party of mediocrity. Accept it. If you want to live like the 1%, you cannot spend your Friday nights doing what the 99% do. You must walk the lonely path to reach the top. 3. The energy leak. You are a broken vessel. Imagine you are a vessel designed to contain energy, creativity, willpower, focus. To build your empire, you need that vessel to be full to the brim. You need hydraulic pressure. But your vessel is full of holes. Every notification is a hole. Every political argument is a hole. Every piece of celebrity gossip is a leak today. Every bit of validation you seek is a hole. Your energy escapes from all sides. You are dry. You live in a state of constant energetic hemorrhage. You reach the end of the day exhausted, not from working hard on your dreams, but from reacting to the stimuli of the world. The Ghost Protocol consists of sealing the holes today. By disappearing, you cut the leaks. You stop giving away your attention. What happens when you hermetically seal a container and keep putting energy in, training, reading, working? The pressure rises. Internal pressure increases. You become intense. You become vibrant. You become dangerous. That pressure is what breaks walls. That pressure is what makes you lift more weight, read faster, work more focused. You need to contain yourself to expand. If you are spilled everywhere, you have no impact force. By pulling back into the shadows, you compress your essence until it becomes a diamond. Stop being a puddle and start being a hydraulic press. For the funeral drill, memento mori. If you are still afraid of what they will think if I disappear, let's do a stoic exercise. Close your eyes. Imagine your funeral. Imagine you die today. Who goes? Your family, your close friends, maybe some co-workers out of obligation. They will cry. Yes, some will feel genuine pain, but how long will that sharp pain last? How long? 2 weeks? A month? After the funeral, people will go eat. They will talk about traffic. They will laugh at a joke. They will check their phones. The next day, the sun will rise. Your boss will find a replacement. Your friends will have another party. Your partner will eventually meet someone else. It is a reality. This is not depressing. It is liberating. You are not that important. The world does not stop if you stop. That pressure you feel to be present is an illusion of your ego. If you die, they forget you and move on. So, if you are going to be forgotten anyway, why not die now temporarily to live under your own rules? Use this truth to cut the chains of guilt. You have the right to disappear. You have the right to be selfish with your time, because your time is the only thing you truly have, and it is finite. By embracing your own insignificance in the eyes of the masses, you gain the absolute freedom to do significant work in the shadows. Tactical execution. How to disappear without drama. This is where most fail. They think disappearing means making a dramatic announcement. They post on Facebook, "I'm leaving social media for a while, I need to find myself." Error. Pathetic. That is not disappearing. That is asking for attention one last time. It is screaming, "Look at me, I'm leaving, ask me why, stop me." The ghost does not announce. The ghost vanishes. The lion does not roar before an ambush, it goes silent. The execution protocol. 1. Digital silence. Do not delete your accounts unless you are a hopeless addict. Simply delete the apps. Log out. Change your status to busy or in immersion mode. Do not post. Do not look. Become a digital black hole. Information comes in if it's useful, but nothing goes out. 2. Managing the zombies. People will start writing to you. Are you okay? Don't be rude. Don't explain your master plan. Use benevolent ambiguity. Hey, all great. I'm focused on a demanding project. I'll catch up later. Hugs. Close it. Give no details. Make no apologies. You establish a frame. I am working. No one can debate that. 3. Contact categorization. Divide your contacts into active and passive. Active. Partners, mentors, immediate family. Answer them once a day. Passive. Party friends, exes, meme groups. Silence them forever. Archive the chats. Fear withdrawal syndrome the first 2 weeks. I warn you, the first 2 weeks of the ghost protocol are hell. You will feel the phantom vibration syndrome. You will feel the phone vibrate in your pocket even if you don't have it on you. Your finger will automatically seek the Instagram icon that is no longer there. You will feel boredom. A dense, sticky boredom today. Your brain, addicted to fast dopamine, will start screaming. It will tell you just one look, just 5 minutes. You will feel alone. You will feel the world has left you behind. You will feel like a loser on a Saturday night in silence. Hold on. It is not loneliness, it is detoxification. You are purging the poison from your soul. That boredom is vital. In boredom is where creativity is born. When the brain has no external stimuli, it is forced to look inward. You start having your own ideas, not ideas implanted by an algorithm. You start remembering who you were before the world told you who you should be. If you break now, you return to the matrix. Say the silence as an offensive weapon. When you are in silence, you hear things you didn't hear before. You hear your own thoughts. You hear your true desires, not the mimetic desires you copied from others. Silence is not empty. Silence is a canvas. In noise, you can only react. In silence, you can plan. You can strategize. You can build your new foundation. Napoleon before battles isolated himself. Tesla worked in absolute solitude. Monks seek silence to find God. You seek silence to find yourself. During these 6 months, your silence will be your most lethal weapon. While your competitors talk about what they are going to do, you are already doing it. Your silence is power. While your friends debate theories, you are lifting iron and reading books. Silence makes you unpredictable. And in war, and life is war, the unpredictable is what wins. No one knows where you are going to attack, because no one knows where you are. You are a shadow moving toward a goal that only you can see. Submerge and strike. Chapter 2. Chemical Castration, Dopamine Fasting. Look at yourself. You have big dreams. You say you want to build an empire, have the body of a Greek god, write a book, or dominate your industry. But the moment comes to sit down and work. And you can't. You feel a physical resistance. You feel an itch in your brain. Your hand moves on its own toward the phone. You are a slave to it. You open Instagram, scroll, scroll, scroll. 10 minutes later, you feel a little emptier, a little more tired and much less capable. You tell yourself, I'm just lazy. I lack inspiration today. I have ADHD. Lie! You are not lazy. You don't lack inspiration. What is happening is that you are chemically castrated. You have been neutralized. They have hacked your biological reward system until it is useless. You are a lion in a zoo being thrown rotten meat every hour. Why would you go out and hunt? Why would you exert effort, take risks, or bleed if you have the reward guaranteed without moving a finger? Welcome to Chapter 2. Today we talk about the most powerful molecule. Today you will understand that you are not free. You are a junkie, an addict. The only difference between you and a heroin addict in an alley is that your drug is legal, digital, and socially accepted. But the effect is the same, the destruction of your will. To activate the Ghost Protocol, we must first detoxify your neural receptors. We have to clean the filth from your mind. We are going to turn off the noise so you can feel real hunger again. Prepare for the war against your own biology. The path to sovereignty begins by reclaiming your chemistry from the hands of those who profit from your distraction. It is time to wake up and take back the helm of your desire. The molecule of more and understanding the trap. First, the basic science. Dopamine is not the pleasure molecule. That is a common mistake. Dopamine is the molecule of desire. It is the molecule of pursuit. It is the chemical your brain releases when it sees an opportunity for reward. It is what makes you move. In nature, dopamine is vital for survival and for the hunt today. You see food, dopamine rises, You exert effort to get it, You eat, pleasure, opioid serotonin. Effort was the mandatory bridge between desire and pleasure. The modern world has dynamited that bridge. Today you have the reward without the effort. You have short-circuited the very essence of human achievement and drive. Want to see naked women? You don't have to court or improve your status. You have Pornhub. Click, reward. Want social validation? You don't have to lead or create value. You upload a photo. Click, reward. Want a sweet taste? You don't have to find a beehive. You have Uber Eats. Click, reward. You have hacked your own biological engine. Your brain is flooded with cheap, free dopamine. And what does the brain do when there is too much? To protect itself from overload, it burns its own receptors. Downregulation, it becomes deaf. You need more and more stimulus just to feel normal. And the worst part, things that require real effort now seem unbearably boring to you. It's not that they are boring. It's that you are numb. Trying to enjoy a book when your brain is used to TikTok is like trying to hear a whisper in the middle of a heavy metal concert. You are deaf to real life. By saturating your system with artificial peaks, you have lost the ability to appreciate the subtle frequencies of reality. The castration of will, erectile dysfunction of the spirit. I call this chemical castration because it eliminates your drive. Masculine energy and conquest energy in general is based on tension. You need sexual tension, creative tension, emotional tension. That tension is what pushes you to conquer the world, to release it. But if you masturbate to porn, you release it cheaply. If you play video games, you release the tension of conquest cheaply, winning virtual battles while being a real loser. If you argue on Twitter, you release the tension of conflict cheaply. You are ejaculating your vital energy into digital tissues. You remain flaccid before life. You have an erectile dysfunction of the spirit. You sit in front of your project and you have no strength. Of course not. You already spent it all on Instagram. The Ghost Protocol requires you to reclaim that tension. You need to be hot, metaphorically. You need to be hungry. You need your brain to stop receiving free food so it wants to hunt again. A well-fed dog does not hunt. A hungry wolf is unstoppable. We are going to turn you into the wolf. By accumulating the energy you usually waste on trivialities, you build a reservoir of power that can be directed toward your highest goals. This pressure is not a burden. It is the fuel for your transformation and the engine of your future success. Third, the 4 horsemen of the dopaminergic apocalypse. To clean your system, you have to identify the poison. There are 4 main sources you must radically eliminate during this protocol. 1. The infinite scroll, the slot machine, TikTok, Reels, Shorts. They are designed by behavioral engineers to be the perfect drug. Variable rewards generate maximum addiction in your brain. They turn you into a lab rat pressing a lever. Every minute in there makes you stupider and more passive. You are training your brain to have a 15-second attention span. 2. Pornography, the supernormal stimulus. This is non-negotiable. If you watch porn, you are out of the protocol. It is pathetic and it destroys your motivation. Biologically, you tell your brain, I have fertilized 1,000 women today, mission accomplished. Your testosterone drops. Your vision of reality is distorted. You cannot look the competition or a real partner in the eye. 3. Sugar and processed food. Sugar activates the same brain zones as cocaine. It gives you brain fog. 4. Digital validation. Checking who saw your story or how many likes you have. It is begging for applause. It makes you dependent on external opinion. It makes you fragile. In ghost mode, there is no audience. There is only you. By cutting these cords, you stop being a puppet and start being the puppeteer of your own life. Face the detox protocol, 30 days of desert. We are not going to reduce consumption. We are going to cut off the head of the snake. Addicts cannot consume in moderation. You need a factory reset. Here are the rules of engagement for the first 30 days of your isolation. Rule 1. Black and white screen. Grayscale. Your phone is a Vegas casino. Turn it to grayscale. Suddenly, Instagram looks like an old newspaper. TikTok loses its magic. You remove the visual stimulus. Your brain stops salivating. The phone becomes a tool again, not a toy. Rule 2. Fasting from morning inputs. It is absolutely forbidden to look at your phone during the first hour of the day. Protect your virgin mind. Rule 3. Zero porn and zero compulsive masturbation. Seminal retention or conscious sexuality, if you have a real partner. Let the sexual pressure build up. Feel the urgency. Do not relieve it. Transmute that urgency in the gym or your business. That energy is nuclear fuel. Rule 4. Information diet. Only long-form content. Only books, podcasts, or courses. No news, no gossip, no 15-second videos. Force your brain to maintain attention on one single thing for more than 30 minutes. It is physical therapy for your broken mind. By adhering to these strict boundaries, you create the conditions for your nervous system to rewire itself for greatness. Vary the hell of withdrawal, the valley of death. I won't lie to you, the first week is going to be hell. You will feel bored. A dense, heavy physical boredom. You will feel anxiety. Your hand will reach for the phantom phone. You will feel depressed. You will think, life has no color. That is good. That pain is the sign that your receptors are healing. It is the fever. It is the fever of detoxification. The brain is screaming because you took away the pacifier. Most people, upon feeling this boredom, give in. They go back to the drug. Not you. You are a ghost. You hold on. You sit on the sofa, look at the ceiling, and let the boredom crush you. Do not run. Observe it. It is your cure. Tell yourself, I feel like shit. Perfect. It means I'm killing the parasite. Boredom is the filter. Boredom is the waiting room of greatness. Only when you get bored enough does your brain start looking for internal stimuli. It starts to create. It starts to plan. It starts to dream for real. All great works were born here. Great works were born from boredom and solitude, not from scrolling on TikTok. By embracing the void, you force your psyche to generate its own light. This internal combustion is the mark of a creator. Once you pass through the fire of the desert, you will find that your inner world is far richer than any digital distraction. Vi. Resensitization, the hidden superpower. If you endure the first 2 weeks, the miracle happens. You begin to resensitize. Your dopamine receptors, no longer being bombarded, start to grow again. Upregulation. You become sensitive again. And suddenly, a sunset looks incredible. Reading a book is fascinating. A real conversation fills your soul. You are alive. Working on your project gives you pleasure. Eating an apple tastes like glory. You have recovered the enjoyment of simple and difficult things. You have recovered the ability to exert effort. Now, working hard doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It feels good. You have a brutal competitive advantage over the rest of humanity. While they need music, coffee, notifications, and drama to function at half speed, you can function at maximum power in absolute silence. You have become a warrior monk. Your mind is sharp as a scalpel. Your focus is a laser that burns what it touches. You have reclaimed the natural state of a high-performance human. Says the death of multitasking. The junkie brain wants to do 3 things at once. Watch Netflix, answer WhatsApp, and eat pizza. The ghost brain does 1 thing. If you eat, you eat. No TV, no phone. Feel the flavor, chew. If you train, you train. No chatting between sets. Feel the pain. If you read, you read. Single tasking is a form of active meditation. It trains your brain to be present. Presence is power. When you are totally present, time slows down. You are more efficient. You are more charismatic, even in solitude. Eliminate the background noise. Do 1 thing, finish it, do the next. That is the killer's discipline. This focus is what separates the masters from the masses. Favorite, pain as a compass. In this state of chemical cleanliness, you will begin to feel things you had covered up. Without the anesthesia of dopamine, you will feel your true emotions. You will feel your solitude. You will feel your dissatisfaction with your current life. You will feel your rage at having wasted time. This is scary. Use it. This is why people do drugs, digital or chemical, to not feel this. But in the ghost protocol, we use this. That pain is your compass. If you feel dissatisfaction, it is because your soul knows you are made for more. If you feel solitude, it is because you need to connect with yourself first. Do not cover the pain. Turn that rage into reps in the gym. Turn that dissatisfaction into hours of work. Pain is pure energy. Cheap dopamine dissipated that energy. Now you have it all available. It is rocket fuel. By facing your internal shadows without distraction, you harness the power of your truth to propel yourself out of the abyss. Psyche, the new diet, long-term stimulus management. You cannot live in total fasting forever, but you cannot go back to the junk diet. After 30 days, you establish a new regime. Dopamine becomes a reward, not a right. Want to watch a movie? Perfect. But only after you have met your weekly goals. Want to eat something sweet? Only after a brutal workout. It is earned. Want to go on social media? Perfect. But only to post your work or do business, not to consume. You are a creator, not a consumer. You invert the polarity. Before, consumption first, work, maybe, later. Now, effort first, controlled reward later. You rewire your brain to the natural mode. You are finally in control today. Effort becomes the only key that opens the door to pleasure. And guess what? Pleasure tastes 1,000 times better when you have earned it. Water tastes better in the desert than in the pool. By making pleasure a consequence of your excellence, you ensure that every joy in your life is an anchor for your new identity. Chapter 3. The Dark Room Facing the Demons. Welcome to the dark room. Welcome to the basement of your psyche. This is the real reason people cannot stand to be alone. It is not because they are bored. It is because when the outside noise is turned off, the inside noise turns on. People live running, playing music and drinking just to not enter this room today. Because in this room your demons live. Your unresolved traumas live here. Your shames live here. The version of yourself that you despise lives here. Most flee from this place, but you cannot flee. You have burned the ships. You have come here to look for something, because in this dirty basement the key to power is hidden. Welcome to Chapter 3. Today we are going to stop being scared children. Today we are going to look the monster in the eye, and instead of running, we are going to put a leash on it and ride it toward victory. Today you will discover that your dark side is not your enemy. It is your backup battery. Use it to fuel your rise. The shadow theory, the monster in the basement. Carl Jung, the most dangerous psychologist in history, called it the shadow. The shadow is everything you have denied about yourself to be a good boy and fit into society. When you were a child and wanted to scream, they told you, shut up. You stored your aggression in the shadow. You hid your truth away. When you wanted to be selfish, they told you, share. You stored your ambition in the shadow. When you felt inappropriate sexual desire, they told you, that's dirty. You stored your sexuality in the shadow. You have spent your life building a bright and smiling social mask, the persona. But the shadow did not disappear. It went to the basement. And down there in the darkness it has grown. It has become dense, it has become resentful. The more you try to be a being of light, the darker and denser your shadow becomes. This is why the perfect neighbor one day explodes. Because the shadow, if ignored, possesses you, it demands to be seen. Ghost protocol requires integration. You cannot be a king if you are a castrated child who represses his aggression. You cannot be a millionaire if you are a do-gooder who represses his ambition. You need to go down to the basement. You need to open the door. You need to say, yes, I am aggressive, I will use it. A harmless man is not a good man. He is a weak man. A good man is a dangerous man who has his monsters under voluntary control. You want to be dangerous. You want to be the one who chooses when to bite and when to heal. By owning your darkness, you become a complete being, capable of navigating the world with true authority. The Black Mirror, the practice of radical truth. How do we face the demons? Not with group therapy and tissues, we do it with radical truth. During this isolation, you are going to do the most difficult exercise of your life. You are going to sit in front of a mirror, in silence, in low light, and you are going to look yourself in the eye, look deep into the pupil. Hold the gaze for 10, 20, 30 minutes. A psychological phenomenon of dissociation will occur. Your face will begin to deform. You will stop recognizing yourself. You will see a stranger. That stranger is your shadow. Ask it, what do I hate most about myself? And let the answer rise. Do not censor it. Let it speak today. I hate that I am weak. I hate that I let my ex humiliate me. I hate being poor. I am envious of my successful friend. I have resentment toward my father. Feel the ugliness of those confessions. Society tells you that you should not feel envy or hatred. To hell with society. You are alone in the dark room. Feel the envy. Feel the hatred. Feel the shame. These are powerful emotions. They have an electrical charge. The problem is not the emotion. The problem is that you let the emotion consume you instead of directing it. Record everything in a black notebook. Vomit your darkness onto the paper. It is now a data point. Ghosts are scary. Data is managed. By externalizing these feelings, you strip them of their haunting power and turn them into raw material for your transformation. You are the scientist, and your shadows are the elements you will use to create your new indestructible self. Face the mirror until the stranger becomes an ally. Third, the alchemy of pain, the nuclear fuel. Here is the secret of the great conquerors, from Alexander the Great to Michael Jordan. All of them were driven by a demon. Michael Jordan did not play to have fun. He played to destroy anyone who had disrespected him. He used his resentment as gasoline. Elon Musk works 100 hours to fill an existential void today. Trauma is not an error. It is fuel. Happiness and peace are clean fuels but low octane. They serve to maintain cruising speed. But to launch a rocket, you need dirty fire. You need explosions. You need rage. You need the desire for revenge. You need the pain of rejection. That is nuclear energy. It is power. If you are in the hole, broke fat alone, you cannot get out with positive thoughts alone. You need to get angry. You need to look at your bank account and feel a cold rage. I refuse to live like this 1 second longer. You need to look at your body and feel constructive disgust. This is a sack of fat I will destroy. In the dark room, you take your traumas and put them in the furnace of your ambition. Were you bullied? Good. Use it to train harder than anyone until you are untouchable. Did your partner leave you? Use it to build an empire so large that their decision becomes their greatest error. Use it to win the game of life. Did they tell you that you were stupid? Good. Use it to study until you are the smartest person in the room. Do not heal your trauma by crying. Heal it by winning. Victory is the best therapy. Turn your darkness into results. That is alchemy. The lead of your past will become the gold of your future through this fire. Face the dialogue with the saboteur, the governor. Inside the darkroom, you will meet another entity, the saboteur. David Goggins calls it the governor. It is that internal voice that when you are about to break your limits tells you, stop, it's enough. You're going to hurt yourself. You don't need this much. Rest. That voice sounds like reason, but it is fear. It is the defense mechanism designed to keep you in the biological comfort zone. In isolation, that voice will scream loud. It will tell you, you've done 2 weeks of ghost mode. It's fine. Nobody does this. You're crazy. Go back to Instagram. You must learn to argue with that voice. Do not silence it. Debate it today. Saboteur, You're tired. Don't train today. You, I know I'm tired, but the plan says train, and I obey the plan, not my feelings. We train. Saboteur, this isn't going to work. You'll fail like last time. You, it's possible, but I'd rather die trying than die a coward like you. You must develop an alter ego today. Create an internal commander. When you, the recruit, are whimpering, the commander takes charge. The commander does not feel, the commander executes. In the darkness, you decide who speaks. By forging this disciplined hierarchy within your own mind, you ensure that the mission always comes before the temporary whim of the ego. V. The scapegoat file, killing the father and mother. Much of your darkness comes from your childhood. Freud was right about something. Your parents screwed you up, and their parents to them. It's a chain. Maybe you had an absent father, or a critical one. Maybe a cold mother. You've been carrying that backpack for years, seeking approval from your boss or love from partners. In ghost mode, this ends. You have to kill your parents, symbolically. This means giving up the hope that they will be different. They are not going to change. They are not going to apologize. They won't give you what they didn't give you 20 years ago. Accept it. Stop being a child waiting for Daddy to save you. Daddy is not coming. You are your own father now. You are your own mother. You validate yourself. You take care of yourself. You discipline yourself. Cut the emotional umbilical cord. If you keep blaming your parents for your failures, you are still a child. And children do not build empires. You must grow up today. Forgive them not because they deserve it, but because resentment is very heavy. And to climb the mountain you are going to climb, you need to travel light. Release the weight. Let them go. Stay alone in the room, orphaned and free. This independence is the birth of your true adulthood and the beginning of your real power. Phi, the integration of aggression, the warrior. Modern society has castrated aggression, especially in men, but also in ambitious women. They tell you aggression is toxic. False. Uncontrolled violence is toxic. Channeled aggression is competence. It is drive. It is life. If you cannot be aggressive, you cannot defend your limits or negotiate a contract effectively. In the darkroom, reconnect with your inner animal. Feel your fangs. Visualize yourself being capable of doing harm, but choosing not to. That is self-control. A rabbit is not peaceful because it doesn't bite. It is harmless because it can't. A lion that chooses not to bite is peaceful. You must become the lion today. During these 6 months, practice contact sports, jiu-jitsu, boxing if you can, or lift heavy iron with fury. You need a physical channel for the shadow. If you do not get the aggression out on the iron or the mat, you will get it out with anxiety, ulcers, or screaming at the wrong person. The shadow needs to sweat to be tamed. Selective immunity to solitude. After a few weeks in the dark room, facing your fears, crying what you have to cry and screaming in silence, something magical happens. You stop being afraid. You have already seen the worst of yourself. You have already seen your ghosts. And you have realized that they do not kill you. They are only smoke and mirrors. They are only memories and fears. By staring at them, they lose their power. You become immune to solitude. You no longer desperately need to be with people to flee from yourself. Now, being with yourself is a pleasure. You have become your own best friend and your best strategist. You feel complete. You are sovereign. This is the basis of true social power. When you return to the world, Chapter 8, people will notice this. People smell need. Need repels, but they also smell self-sufficiency. When they see someone who is comfortable in their own darkness, they are magnetically attracted. They think, this guy knows something I don't. They think, this guy doesn't need me. I want to be near him. By facing your demons, you have become charismatic. You carry a silent strength that doesn't need to shout to be heard. You are the architect of your own peace, and that makes you the master of every room you enter. The dark room has forged your golden crown. Chapter 4. The biological armor, physical reconstruction. Look at yourself in the mirror, naked, no good lighting, no sucking in your stomach, no Instagram poses. What do you see? Do you see a predator capable of protecting and providing? Or do you see a domestic animal, soft, inflamed, and tired? Don't come to me with excuses like genetics, or broad bones, or lack of time. You are the result. What you see in the mirror is the historical record of your decisions. Every extra gram of fat is a time you chose pleasure over discipline. Every atrophied muscle is a time you chose the sofa over effort. Your hunched posture is the result of years of submission before a screen. Today's society will tell you to love yourself as you are. They will tell you that health comes in all sizes. They will tell you that judging by physique is superficial. Those are white lies designed to make the weak feel better about their lack of will. But you are in the ghost protocol. And here, we do not lie to each other. The truth is this: your body is your cover letter to the world today. Before you say a word, before you demonstrate your intelligence or your money, your body has already spoken for you. A strong body screams, "I have discipline, I respect myself, I can endure pain, I am dangerous." A neglected body screams, "I have no control over my impulses, I am lazy, I do not respect myself." It is a silent signal. Welcome to Chapter 4. We have already cleaned the mind and faced the demons. Now we need to build a tank to transport that new psyche. You cannot put a Ferrari engine in the chassis of a rusty Twingo. It will shatter at the first curve. You need biological armor. During these 6 months of darkness, you will undergo total re-engineering. We will not do it for aesthetics. We do it for functionality and respect. You are going to forge yourself in the iron until your exterior reflects the beast you are building inside. The transformation of the flesh is the prerequisite for the mastery of the world. You must become a vessel worthy of the power you seek to command today. The physiognomy of power. Respect is earned at sight. The human brain is a primitive survival machine. It takes less than 100 milliseconds to judge another person. What does it evaluate in that nanosecond? It evaluates the capacity for violence and reproductive health. Basically, can he kill me? Can he lead me? Does he have good genes? Your biology is constantly being read by others. If you walk into a meeting with slumped shoulders, forward neck posture, and visible visceral fat, your interlocutor subconsciously loses respect for you. They label you as beta. They label you as harmless. And once you have been labeled that way, you have to work 10 times harder with your intellect to recover the lost ground. On the contrary, if you enter with an upright posture, wide shoulders, a narrow waist, the V ratio, and a calm gaze, respect is automatic. You don't have to speak loudly. Your presence fills the room. People move aside on the sidewalk. They listen with more attention. This is called the halo effect. We assume capability in the strong. It is unfair, yes, but it is biological reality. You can cry about it or you can use it. In ghost mode, we are going to use it. When you reappear in 6 months, I want your mere presence to intimidate your enemies and reassure your allies without you having to open your mouth. You will embody authority before you even speak your first word. Garth philosophy of iron, the only place where you cannot lie. Henry Rollins once wrote, "The iron never lies to you. You can lie to your boss about your work. You can lie to your partner about your feelings. You can lie to yourself about your potential, but you cannot lie to a bar loaded with 100 kilos. Either you lift it or you don't. There is no politics, no opinions, no excuses today. It is pure Newtonian physics. The gym is the temple of truth. During your isolation, physical training is not an option. It is your reality anchor. You are going to spend a lot of time in your head, planning and fighting shadows. You need to get out of your head and into your body. You need acute physical pain to silence chronic emotion. When you have 100 kilos on your chest and you are fighting not to be crushed, you cannot worry about childhood trauma or what they might say. Only the now exists. Training is forced meditation. Furthermore, the iron teaches you the most important lesson in life, progressive overload. To grow, you must increase the difficulty. If you lift 50 today, next week you must try 52. If there is no challenge, there is no adaptation. If it is comfortable, it is useless. You will take this mentality to your business and your life. You will seek the weight. You will seek the difficulty because you will know that it is the only way to grow. The iron builds the man. Thirdly, the biochemistry of war, testosterone and cortisol. Let's talk about chemistry, because your mood is chemistry. Most modern men live in a pathological hormonal state. They have cortisol, stress, through the roof, and testosterone, power, on the floor. A body with visceral fat is an estrogen factory. Fat converts your testosterone into female hormones. You become soft and docile. Result: you feel tired, emotionally unstable, without libido, without ambition. You become docile. A muscular body with low fat is an androgen factory. Result: you feel energetic, focused, aggressive in a good way, and stoic. The GHOST protocol is a natural hormone replacement therapy. We are going to hack your hormones now. Heavy lifting. Compound movements like squats and deadlifts force the body to secrete testosterone and growth hormone to survive muscle trauma. Deep sleep. This is where the brain is cleaned and hormones are balanced. Winning, even against yourself. Surpassing a mark releases dopamine and testosterone. The winner effect. You need to be an optimized chemical machine. You cannot build an empire feeling tired at 11 in the morning. Energy is your most valuable resource, more than time and more than money. A fool with unlimited energy beats a tired genius 100% of the times. Optimize your vessel to ensure your mind has the fuel it needs to conquer. Logistic nutrition, eating for function, not for fun. This is where everyone fails. They treat food as entertainment. I'm sad, I'm going to eat ice cream. I'm celebrating, I'm going to eat pizza. I'm bored, I'll have a snack. You are like a small child. A warrior does not eat for pleasure. He eats for logistics. You treat your body like a Formula One car. You are the engineer. Would you put cheap gasoline and sand in the tank of a Ferrari? No, because you would destroy the engine. Then why do you put sugar, hydrogenated fats, and alcohol into your body? During ghost mode, your diet becomes boring. I repeat, boring. Chicken, beef, eggs, fish, rice, potato, vegetables, water, black coffee. Repeat. We are not looking for variety. We are looking for efficiency. By always eating the same things, meal prep, you achieve two things: perfect nutrition. You guarantee the macros to build armor. Eliminate decision fatigue. You don't waste time thinking about dinner. You save that mental energy for your work and your purpose. Eliminate sugar. Sugar makes you mentally weak. It gives you peaks and crashes. It makes you a slave to hunger. Eliminate alcohol. Alcohol is poison for the frontal lobe, your control center, and stops protein synthesis. Drinking alcohol in ghost mode is pure sabotage. Learn to feel hunger. Light hunger keeps you alert. Seek it. Lions hunt while hungry. Heavy digestion makes you sleepy. You want to be light and sharp, not full and asleep. By mastering your appetite, you master your impulses. This disciplined approach to fuel ensures that your body remains a high-performance tool ready to execute your commands at any moment of the day or night. Sleep the repair chamber, the Lazarus pit. In the culture of hustle and cheap entrepreneurship, it became fashionable to say, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." That is for idiots. If you don't sleep, you will die sooner, and what you will live as a mediocre person. Sleep is not passive. Sleep is an active anabolic state. It is your most vital recovery tool today. While you sleep, your brain activates the glymphatic system. Literally, your brain cells shrink to let cerebrospinal fluid pass and wash the metabolic toxins, beta amyloids, accumulated during the day. If you sleep 5 hours, you don't wash your brain. You wake up intoxicated. Your memory fails, your emotional control fails. Your testosterone drops by 40%. In the GHOST protocol, sleep is sacred. It is part of the work. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours is an iron discipline. Why do I say discipline? Because going to bed early is hard. It requires saying no to Netflix. It requires saying no to the phone. It requires turning off the day. Sleep is your foundation. If you fail here, you fail in the gym and you fail in work. Protect your sleep like a guard dog. Dark, cold, and silent room. You enter the repair chamber every night and come out reborn every morning. This is the secret of high-performance longevity. Respect the cycle of rest, so your period of action can be truly legendary. Ghost training, brutal minimalism. You don't need a luxury gym with air conditioning. You don't need complicated machines. You need to lift heavy things off the ground. Ghost training is based on the forgotten basics. Why forgotten? Because they are hard and they hurt. People prefer the elliptical machine or colorful little weights. You will be different. You are going to do Squats the King. It loads the entire skeleton. It teaches you to bear weight on your shoulders. Deadlift, primitive strength, lifting something dead off the ground. It strengthens the posterior chain. Military press, lifting something over your head. Pull-ups, controlling your own body weight. Sprints, explosive cardiovascular capacity, to hunt. This type of training thickens bones, hardens tendons, and creates a muscle density that cannot be achieved with machines. It gives you the look of useful strength, not bloated gym strength. We want you to look capable of felling a tree, not posing in a magazine. 7. The transfer from body to mind. Here is the final secret of Chapter 4. We don't do this just for the muscles, we do it for the psychological transfer. There is a direct link between physical voluntary pain and mental resilience. When you are on the last rep of a set of squats, your brain screams, "Drop it, it hurts, stop." It is a battle of will. In that moment, you have a micro-battle. If you stop, you strengthen the habit of giving up. If you push and do the rep despite every fiber of your body burning, you are reconfiguring your mind. You are teaching your brain that you command the pain, not the other way around. That mental strength transfers to everything. When you are negotiating a difficult contract and feel pressure, you will remember the weight of the bar, and mental pressure will seem like a joke. When you have to have a difficult conversation, you will remember the pain of the sprint, and your voice will not tremble. You become harder. You become unkillable. You build a mental callus. Life is hard. Life is going to hit you. If you are physically soft, the first blow of life will break you. If you are a rock, the blow will bounce off. The biological armor protects your soul. By conquering your own flesh, you develop the inner fortress necessary to conquer the external world. Tear the king's posture, body language. During isolation, practice your posture even when no one sees you. Jordan Peterson speaks of the lobster and serotonin. If you slouch, your brain secretes cortisol, the chemical of defeat. You feel small. If you stretch, take up space, and lift your chin, your brain secretes serotonin, the chemical of victory. You feel capable. It is a biopsychological loop. Walk through your house as if you owned the building. Sit down to work like a general in his tent, not like a child playing on the computer. Form follows function, but function also follows form. Adopt the form of the king, and you will start to think like one. Your body dictates your state. Second, the blood commitment. I'm going to ask you for something. During these 6 months, treat yourself like a scientific project. Take a photo on day 1, from the front, side, and back. Save it in a hidden folder. That photo is your before. It is the corpse of your old self. Look at it with constructive disgust. Say goodbye to that soft body, and commit that on day 180, the after photo will be unrecognizable. Do not look for perfection. Look for radical transformation. Let the people who know you doubt if it is really you. Let your jaw be more defined, your neck wider, your gaze clearer. That physical transformation will be the tangible proof of your success. The physical change is the proof of your internal transformation, because the spirit is invisible but the body is its prophet. By forging a new physical identity, you anchor your psychological shifts in a reality that cannot be denied. Your new body will be the evidence that the Ghost Protocol has been fully executed. Chapter 5. The Dark Obsession, Deep Work. Your mind is clean. Your demons are under control. Your body is armored. You are full of energy. You are a walking nuclear reactor. What now? Now comes the moment of truth, the moment to pour all that contained violence onto a single point until it breaks. It is time to work. But I don't mean work as mediocre society understands it. I'm not talking about punching in from 9 to 5, warming a chair and answering emails while checking WhatsApp. That is not work. That is a simulation. It is staying busy to avoid feeling useless. Most people confuse movement with progress. A horse on a carousel moves a lot, sweats and gets tired, but it never gets anywhere today. You are not here to sweat in circles. You are here to move in a straight line, crashing through walls if necessary. Welcome to Chapter 5. Today we talk about dark obsession. We will talk about deep work, not as a pretty productivity technique, but as a war strategy. During these 6 months, you will learn to enter the bunker. You will learn to disconnect from the world to connect with your genius. You will discover that the secret of success is not working more hours, but working with an intensity so brutal that it scares those who watch. By focusing your total being on one task, you transcend the limitations of the average man and achieve the impossible now. Try the lie of balance. Balance is BS. Let's begin by dynamiting the biggest myth of modern self-help: work-life balance. They tell you that you must have a balanced life. A little work, a little leisure, a few friends, and some Netflix. That sounds very healthy, and it is the perfect recipe for being average for the rest of your life. Look at the people who built greatness: Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Kobe Bryant, Mozart, Alexander the Great. Do they seem like balanced people to you? No. They were obsessed. They were maniacs. They were unbalanced toward their mission. Physics is clear. To move a heavy object, your life, from rest, you need a disproportionate initial force. A rocket spends 80% of its fuel. It spends 80% of its fuel just to take off. If the rocket sought balance during takeoff, it would never leave the ground. You are in the takeoff phase. You are in ghost protocol. Balance is for the maintenance phase, not construction. Right now, you seek obsession. You must obsess over your project until you dream about it today. Accept being the crazy one for 6 months. Let your social garden dry up so your financial or creative garden can bloom. You cannot water all the gardens at once with a single hose. Direct the stream to one single thing. Drown it in attention. That is dark obsession. It is dark because it happens in the shadow, away from the applause. 2. The sniper technique. One single thing. The novice's mistake is wanting to do everything at once. I'm going to learn English, launch my company, learn guitar, and get my motorcycle license. Result: total failure in 6 months. Scattered energy is harmless. Concentrated energy is a laser that cuts through steel. During Ghost Protocol, you must choose one main mission today. Only one. Everything else is secondary or eliminated. If your mission is money, everything revolves around selling and creating product. The gym is just maintenance to have energy for the money. If your mission is the physique, everything revolves around eating, training, and sleeping. Work is only to pay for the food for your body. You have to be a sniper. One bullet, one target. If you chase 2 rabbits, both escape. If you chase one, you eat it. Sit down and define which is the domino that, if you knock it down, will make all the others fall. What skill, if mastered in 6 months, would change your life forever? Choose it. Marry it. Be faithful to it now. 3. The bunker deep work architecture. Cal Newport defined deep work as the ability to work without distractions on a cognitively demanding task. But you will go further. You will build a mental bunker. To enter the zone of genius, flow state, your brain needs about 20 minutes of continuous focus just to warm up. If you look at your phone, the timer resets to 0. You never reach the deep zone. You stay on the surface, splashing in the mud. Shallow work, answering emails, meetings, bureaucracy, creates no value. It won't make you rich or free. Only deep work moves the needle. Bunker rules. 1. Physical isolation. Lock yourself in. Wear noise-cancelling headphones. The world ceases to exist. 2. Zero connectivity. The phone stays in another room. The Wi-Fi is disconnected if not strictly necessary. 3. Time blocking. You don't work until you finish. You work in intensity blocks. 90 minutes of total fire. 20 minutes of rest. No screens. Repeat. When you are in the 90-minute block, you do not get up for anything. You are a machine. There are no excuses. You tie yourself to the chair like Odysseus to the mast. That intensity compresses time. In a real 90-minute bunker block, you produce more than your office colleague does in 8 hours of distracted work. By isolating your focus, you become a force of nature that cannot be stopped or distracted. Fire attention residue, the poison of multitasking. Why is looking at your phone for 1 second so serious? Because of attention residue. Science tells us that when you switch from task A, writing, to task B, checking Instagram, and back to A part of your brain stays stuck on task B. You keep thinking subconsciously about that message or photo. Your processor is fragmented. Your IQ functionally drops 10 or 15 points. You become stupider. Living in multitasking is living in a state of permanent induced stupidity. In ghost mode, multitasking is a capital sin. You do one thing, you finish it, you close the cycle, you move to the next, you keep your RAM clean. This allows you to reach extreme complexity. This allows you to reach levels of quality that multitasking zombies cannot even imagine. They produce fast junk, you produce slow masterpieces, and in the market, scarce quality always beats abundant trash. By dedicating your entire mind to a single objective, you create a result that is undeniably superior to the competition. The 4-hour rule, intensity, duration. Here comes a counterintuitive truth. You cannot do deep work all day. The human brain has a limit for extreme focus. It is usually about 4 hours a day. The great masters, Darwin, Dickens, worked intensely for 4 or 5 hours. The rest of the day they walked, read, or rested. The myth of the 16-hour workday is just that, a myth. Or it is someone doing shallow work and responding to useless emails. Your goal in Ghost Protocol is not to be busy for 12 hours. It is to squeeze out 4 hours of dark obsession, 4 hours where you are a god of productivity. The rest of the day is for maintenance, training, recovery, and input. Give your brain the rest it needs. If you achieve 4 perfect hours every day for 6 months, that is 720 hours of mastery. According to the 10,000-hour theory, that is a gigantic leap forward. But they must be pure, undiluted, high-quality focus, not watered down by distractions. These 4 hours will become the foundation upon which your entire empire is built today. Killing resistance, the art of starting. The hardest part of the bunker is entering. Stephen Pressfield calls this the resistance. It is that invisible force pushing you away from your work. It tells you, clean the kitchen first. Check the mail one more time. Tomorrow you'll be more inspired. Resistance is not laziness, it is fear. Fear that you are not capable. Fear of success. Fear of facing your own mediocrity. Resistance is the compass. It points exactly to what you need to do. The more afraid you are to sit down and work, the more important it is that you do it. How do you kill resistance? You don't negotiate with it. You use the 5-second rule or micro-commitment to start now. Tell yourself, I'm only going to work for 5 minutes. If I want to stop, I'll stop. It is a white lie to trick the amygdala. Once you start, once you break the static inertia, resistance vanishes. The pain is at the threshold. Cross the threshold quickly. Do not stand at the door doubting. Enter the bunker and slam the door shut. 7th flow state, the ghost's drug. If you overcome resistance and endure the first 20 minutes of friction, you reach the nirvana of productivity. Flow state. Time disappears. The self disappears. Hunger disappears. Only the task exists. You merge with what you do. It is the most pleasurable and addictive state there is. It is better than any drug today. It is the feeling of using 100% of your potential. In this state, the brain releases a cocktail of neurochemicals, norepinephrine, dopamine, endorphins, that boost cognitive performance. Ideas flow, solutions appear. You feel like a genius. This is the ghost's reward. You gave up cheap dopamine to access this high-quality dopamine. Once you learn to access flow at will, you become unstoppable. You become addicted to your own work. And when someone is addicted to their process, success is inevitable. It cannot fail to happen. This state of being is the ultimate competitive advantage, allowing you to outthink and outcreate everyone else in your field now. Fate, embracing boredom, the filter. There will be days when flow does not appear. Days when the work is simply breaking rocks, grey, repetitive and boring days. This is where the men are separated from the boys. The amateur works only when inspired. The professional works always. You have to learn to fall in love with boredom. Mastery is repetition. Mastery is doing the same thing over and over until it is perfect. Bruce Lee said, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. That repetition is boring, but on the other side of boredom is excellence. Endure the tedium. It is the price of admission to the top. Tashi, the fear of what they will say. Obsession versus madness. When you become obsessed, people from the outside, the normal world, will worry. They will tell you, you work too much. Take it easy. You're obsessed. They will say it as if it were an insult. You take it as a compliment. If no one tells you that you are crazy, it means you are not aiming high enough in this life. Normality is being broke, fat and sad. If they call you abnormal, you're on the right path. Do not expect them to understand your bunker. They live on the surface. Do not try to explain your vision. They won't see it. They will only see your back as you walk away from them. The solitude of the top is better than the bottom. X, the metric of truth output. At the end of the day, only one thing matters. It is not how hard you tried. It is not how many hours you sat there. It is the output. What have you produced? How many pages written? How many sales calls made? How many lines of code? How many kilos lifted? Be brutally honest with your metrics. The ghost does not lie to himself. If you didn't produce today, you lost today. There are no participation trophies in real life. Measure your daily results. Write them down. If the graph isn't going up, something is wrong in the bunker. Adjust and attack again tomorrow. Your progress must be visible and quantifiable if you intend to reach the throne you seek. Chapter 6. Strategic Silence, the Law of Mystery. Shut your mouth. No, seriously, close it. You are in the middle of the ghost protocol. You have cleaned your body, you have tamed your mind, and you are working like a beast in the bunker. The results are starting to arrive. You begin to see the first hint of abs. Your bank account is rising. You've written the first 3 chapters, and you feel an almost uncontrollable urge in your throat. You feel an electric itch in your fingers. You want to take out your phone. You want to take a photo. You want to upload a story with a cryptic but obvious motivational phrase. You want to call your friend and say, man, you won't believe what I'm doing. You want to boast. You want to go to the family dinner and rub your new success in their faces. Stop. Hold on. If you open your mouth now, you lose everything. If you let the steam out now, the engine stops. That need to tell, to share, to announce. That is your ego dying of hunger. Your ego is desperate for a little bit of external validation today. It is begging you, please give me a like. Give me a, you're doing great. I need to know I'm important. If you give in to that temptation, you abort the mission. You become just another talker, another smoke seller, another dreamer who announces the marathon but never runs it. You become common. Welcome to Chapter 6 today. Today we are going to learn the art of strategic silence. I'm not talking about the passive silence of someone who has nothing to say. I'm talking about the active, dense, and dangerous silence of a predator on the prowl. I'm talking about the silence of a nuclear submarine navigating under the radar before launching its missile now, i.e. the biology of the leak, identity substitution. Let's start with neuroscience. When you have a goal, your brain generates tension. There is a gap between where you are and where you want to be. That tension is uncomfortable. That tension is what pushes you to go to the gym to close it. But if you go and tell your friend, hey, I'm going to lose 10 kilos, I've joined a gym, and your friend says, great, I'm sure you'll do it, I admire you. What happens in your brain? Your brain releases dopamine. Your brain registers the social recognition of the goal as if you had already achieved the goal. Biologically, you feel the satisfaction of having lost the weight without having sweated a single drop today. An identity substitution occurs. Your brain says, we are already the athletic person. We have already been applauded. Mission accomplished. And the tension disappears. The next day when the alarm goes off to train, you are no longer hungry. You already ate the dessert, validation before the dinner effort. Silence is fuel. Talking is a masturbation of the ego. It gives you momentary pleasure, but leaves you without energy for the real act. The ghost knows this. That is why the ghost never says what he is going to do. He only shows what he has done. By keeping your intentions secret, you preserve the psychological pressure necessary for execution. To the pressure cooker, physics of containment. Imagine a pressure cooker. You put in water, fire, and close the lid tightly. The pressure rises. The steam tries to escape. The molecules vibrate at an insane speed. That pressure is what cooks tough food in record time. That pressure is what moves steam locomotives. But what if you open the escape valve every 5 minutes today? The steam comes out. The pressure drops. The water stops boiling. The locomotive stops. You are the cooker. Your obsession, Chapter 5, is the fire. Your silence is the lid. Every time you talk about your plans, you open the valve. Fshh! The energy escapes. You leave the meeting feeling relieved and happy. But then you get home and you have no desire to work on the idea. Of course, you threw the energy out through your mouth. The ghost protocol requires you to keep the valve closed, no matter how much it hurts. Let the pressure rise. Let the obsession burn you inside. Channel that internal discomfort into your hands and work. If you don't talk, you have to act to release the pressure. Silence forces you to execute. Become a hermetic container of nuclear energy. By refusing to speak, you build up a reservoir of drive that makes your eventual action inevitable and explosive. Your power grows in direct proportion to your ability to remain silent now. Thresh, the evil eye, psychology of envy. Let's talk about dark human nature. There is an ancestral concept, the evil eye. It is pure psychology. When you tell someone an ambitious goal, you activate a defense mechanism in their ego. If you say, "I'm going to be a millionaire," their subconscious hears, "You are poor and you are going to be left behind." It hurts them. Your ambition is a mirror that reflects their mediocrity, and no one wants to feel mediocre. So unconsciously or consciously, they will try to sabotage you. They will say realistic things to protect you. Be careful, that's risky. Are you sure? The economy is bad. Don't obsess, life is for enjoying. It is a poison. Those words are seeds of doubt. If you hear them when your project is still a fragile seedling, they can kill it. The evil eye is simply the projection of others' limitations onto you. If you tell them nothing, they can project nothing. If they don't know what you're doing, they can't have an opinion or infect you. Protect your dream like a newborn baby. Do not take it out into the street in the middle of a virus storm. Let it grow in the incubator of silence until it is so strong that, if someone criticizes it, you laugh in their face. Your silence is the armor that keeps the negativity of the world from reaching your inner sanctum. V. Information is ammunition, military strategy. Sun Tzu said, "Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt." Life is war. You compete for resources, status, and territory. In war, information is the most valuable currency. If the enemy knows your position and intentions, he can prepare. He can block you or counterattack. If you tell your business plans, someone can copy you. If you tell your weaknesses, someone can use them against you. If you tell your moves, you lose the tactical advantage. The ghost operates in the fog. No one knows how much money you have. No one knows your next move. No one knows if you are single or in love in your life. No one knows your real political ideas. By not giving them information, you disarm them. They have nowhere to grab you. They have nowhere to hit you. You become invulnerable. You are like water. They cannot catch you, but you can drown them. Get used to having an inscrutable poker face. Let your smile hide your true intent today. V. The attraction of the void, the law of mystery. Let's talk about power and seduction. Humans are curious by nature. What is completely understood is boring. What is already resolved is discarded. If you are an open book, people read the first page, understand the plot, and throw you in the trash. Ah, yes, Juan is that nice guy who works at the bank. The end. It is flat. You have been categorized. You are predictable. And the predictable is not sexy or powerful. But what happens when you disappear and return as a ghost? People look at you and see changes, but they don't know the story. They see you are stronger, but haven't seen you train. They see you have money, but don't know where from. An information void is created, and the human mind needs to fill that void. They start to think about you. They start to speculate. What is he doing? Did he inherit? Did he join the mafia? Has he become enlightened? They project their fantasies onto you. You become a magnet. People are attracted to the unknown. Investors are attracted to entrepreneurs who seem to know something the market ignores. Mystery inflates your value. Be a riddle wrapped in an enigma. Let them talk about you while you talk to no one. By holding back the details of your life, you force the world to pay a higher price for your attention and presence now. Fasten the art of being boring. Grey Rock Defense. During these 6 months, you will meet people. You cannot live in a literal cave. They will ask, how's it going? What's new? What are you doing? This is where most fail. They get excited and vomit information. You are going to use the grey rock technique. You are going to be intentionally boring, vague, and generic. Your goal is to give an answer that is true, but invites no further questions. An answer that kills curiosity with boredom. Ghost scripts. Question: what have you been up to? I don't see you much. Ghost. Answer: nothing, a lot of work. Just the routine. Sorting some things out. And you? Bounce the question back. Question: what are you plotting? You look very fit. Ghost answer: yeah, just trying to take care of health a bit more, eating better, nothing out of the ordinary. Minimize achievement. Question: what is that business about? Ghost answer: digital consulting, technical and boring, logistics stuff. I won't bore you. Be bland. Be predictable in conversation. Hide your claws. You don't want to impress with words. You want to impress with deeds when the time comes. Play the fool. Play the normal person. Machiavelli said, sometimes the smartest thing is to pretend to be a fool. Let them talk and boast. You just take mental notes today. 7th, the weight of the word, impeccability. There is an inverse relationship between the quantity of words you say and the value of each one. People who talk a lot devalue their verbal currency. They say so much nonsense and empty promises that no one believes them. They are background noise. The ghost speaks little, but when he speaks, he delivers a verdict now. During your isolation, practice verbal economy. Do not use 2 words if you can use 1. Do not use 1 if you can use a gesture. Do not use a gesture if you can use a look. Silence gives you gravity. When everyone is shouting in a meeting and you are quiet, observing, the moment you open your mouth, everyone silences. Because they assume that if you have been quiet so long, what you are going to say must be important. You create expectation. Your words become heavy like lead. And most importantly, you become impeccable. By promising nothing, you never fail. By not boasting, you never look ridiculous. Your reputation becomes armored. Face the surprise attack, the drop. When is the silence broken? Never completely. But there is a moment to reveal your cards. It's what the music industry calls the drop. Beyoncé doesn't announce an album. One day you wake up and the album is there. Boom. The internet breaks. That is your model. Do not upload photos of the process or the struggle. Do not upload photos of suffering in the gym or working late. That is seeking applause for the effort. The ghost only shows the final result. Imagine it. You disappear for 6 months. Rumors spread. And one day, you appear. No warning. You go to a dinner. You walk through the door. You look like a completely new man today. You have 15 kilos less fat and 5 more muscle. Your skin glows. Your clothes are new and expensive. Your posture is that of a king. You arrive in a better car. And you say nothing. You simply say, "Hi, how are you?" The cognitive shock in others is brutal. They can't process it. That impact is worth more than 1,000 stories. That impact generates a legend. You have changed your reality without asking for permission or approval. You have demonstrated that you do not need the audience to exist. You have moved from being a performer to being the writer, director, and lead actor of a movie that the world is suddenly desperate to watch and understand. Santi, the discipline of the secret, battle against ego. Maintaining silence is harder than lifting weights. It is a constant battle against your vanity. There will be days when you do something incredible. You'll close a giant deal. You'll break your squat record. You'll have a spiritual revelation, and your inner child will scream, "Tell them. Let those who criticized me know." That is where you demonstrate your mastery. Smile. And shut up. Keep it for yourself. Enjoy the secret. Knowing that you are a winner and that no one else knows it is an exquisite pleasure. It is a private pleasure. You do not need them to know you won for the victory to be real. If you need them to know, you don't believe it. True confidence is silent. Insecurity is loud. By keeping your victories to yourself, you anchor them in your soul, rather than in the shifting sands of public opinion. This internal validation makes you unshakable, as your sense of self-worth is no longer tied to the fickle praise or recognition of the masses outside today. X darkness as camouflage. Silence is your invisibility cloak. While you are quiet, you can make mistakes and no one finds out. You can pivot your business and no one judges you. You can fail and try again without an audience. Silence gives you room to maneuver. If you announce, "I'm going to be a YouTuber," and your first video is bad, they laugh. If you announce nothing, upload 50 videos, improve in secret. And when video 51 goes viral, everyone says, "Wow, what natural talent." They don't see the 50 failures. They only see the success. Silence protects your learning curve. It allows you to be imperfect in the dark so you can be perfect in the light. Use the shadows. Chapter 7. The Steel Circle, Purge of Relationships. Look at your WhatsApp contact list. Do it now. Scroll down, look at the names. Juan, the one who always complains about his boss but never quits. Marta, who lives in constant drama and uses you as a crying towel. Carlos, who only calls you to party and get drunk. The usuals group, where only memes and bad jokes are sent today. Now be brutally honest. If you had a life or death problem at 3 in the morning, who would you call? And more importantly, if you told these people your most ambitious vision, would they support you with fire in their eyes or look at you with mocking skepticism? Would they say, "Let's do it," or would they say, "Get your head out of the clouds"? Welcome to Chapter 1. You have changed your body, your mind, and your habits. You are no longer the same person who started this audiobook. You have leveled up, but your environment remains at level 1. And this is where physics turns cruel. Gravity exists. If you try to fly tied to 5 rocks, you won't fly. You will crash today. It doesn't matter how strong your engine is. If the dead weight you drag is greater than your thrust, you will stay on the ground. Today we are going to do something society tells you is bad and selfish. Today we are going to perform a purge. We will audit your social circle with the coldness of an HR director, saving a failing company now. That company is you, and there are employees, friends, family, partners, who not only do not produce but are stealing office supplies and sabotaging the machinery. It is time to fire people. It is time to build a steel circle. Your rise depends on the quality of the people who stand beside you in the trenches of your new life today. Say the law of infection, mirror neurons. They say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's a cliché, but neuroscience backs it up with a terrifying mechanism. Mirror neurons. Your brain is designed for empathy and imitation. When you see someone yawn, you yawn. When you see someone anxious, you get anxious. Your brain copies them today. Your brain subconsciously copies the body language, tone of voice, vocabulary, and most dangerously, the standards of the people around you. If your friends are obese, statistically, you are 57% more likely to be obese. If your friends are smokers, you will smoke. If they are losers who blame the government, you will think like a victim. It is social osmosis. You cannot fight this with willpower. It is biological. If you jump into a pool of filth, it doesn't matter how hard you try to stay clean. You will come out smelling like filth. During the ghost protocol, you are cleaning yourself. But if you leave the bunker to dine with energy vampires, you reinfect yourself. You return home with low vibration. You feel dirty. You must understand that your environment is not neutral. It either pushes you up or pulls you down. There is no middle ground. Neutral people are dead weight. And in a rocket, dead weight is wasted fuel. Surround yourself only with those who provide the thrust for your ascent now. Dogs, the crab bucket sabotage disguised as love. Have you ever seen a bucket full of live crabs? If one tries to escape and climb the edge, the others don't push to help. They grab it with their claws and pull it back down. If I don't get out, neither do you. That is unevolved human nature. When you start to change, your old friends feel a pang of pain. They want you back. Your success is a mirror reflecting their failure. If you can change, it means they could too, but they don't, because they are lazy or cowardly. That makes them feel guilty. To stop feeling guilt, they have 2 options. 1. Rise to your level. Hard. 2. Pull you down to theirs. Easy. They will choose the second option every single time. They won't do it with hate. They will do it with love. They will say, "You're so thin, are you eating well? You've become so boring, you don't go out anymore. Don't work so hard. Life is short. Have a drink. You've changed. You're not who you used to be." When they say you've changed, do not hang your head, smile. Look them in the eye and say thank you. That was the fucking point. You didn't change to stay the same. You changed to stop being like them. Identify the crabs. They are the ones offering the cigarette when they know you quit. They invite you to pizza when you are on a diet. They are not friends. They are prison guards. The Purge taxonomy classification. To execute the purge, you need to classify every person in your life into 3 categories. Be ruthless. Category 1. The engines, VIP, people who inspire you, who have what you want, who demand more from you. When you are with them, you want to conquer the world. They are scarce. Action, care for them, give value. Category 2. The passengers, neutral. They don't hurt you, but they add nothing. Childhood friends you share nothing with but the past. Conversations are repetitive, cheap nostalgia. They are comfortable, but they slow you down. They steal your time. Action, tactical distancing. Move them to the periphery of your life today. Category 3. The anchors, toxic. These are the dangerous ones, those always in drama, those who criticize everyone, chronic pessimists, passive-aggressive enviers. Every time you see them, your head hurts or you feel exhausted. They are energy vampires. Action, immediate amputation, total cut, block, become a ghost to them. IV, the art of amputation without drama. How do you get rid of the anchors? People fear confrontation. They think they have to call the toxic friend and explain why. That creates drama, and drama is food for them. The ghost gives no explanations. The ghost uses the fade-out technique. You stop initiating conversations. You take hours, then days to reply. Your responses are short and boring. Grey rock technique. When invited, always say, "Sorry, I'm buried in work, have fun." No long excuses, no elaborate lies, just, "I can't." Eventually, they will stop calling. They will look for another victim who gives cheaper attention. It is a natural death for the relationship, no fights. You simply stop watering the plant and the plant dries up. If the person is aggressive or insistent, then yes, digital block. You have the right to decide who has access to your phone. Your phone is your digital home. If someone enters your house to throw trash, you throw them out and change the lock. Do not apologize. V, the blood trap, family. This is where it hurts. What if the anchor is your mother or your brother? Society has brainwashed you with the idea that family comes first and blood is thicker than water. That is a tribal idea designed for physical survival, not mental health. Some families are viper nests. Some parents envy their children for their rise. Some siblings want to see you fail so they don't feel inferior. Listen well, biology is an accident, loyalty is a choice. You didn't choose your family. You have a duty of respect and gratitude, yes, but you do not have a duty of submission or self-destruction. If your family is toxic, you must apply a strict quarantine. You can't divorce your mother, but you can limit exposure. Short visits, superficial topics. Do not tell them your dreams. They will kill them. Do not tell them your problems. They will use them against you. Love them from a distance. Some relatives are loved much better over the phone once a month than in person every Sunday. The partner test, multiplier or divider. Napoleon Hill said the #1 cause of failure in men is the wrong choice of partner. In ghost mode, your partner is critical. There are only 2 types of partners here. The multiplier understands your mission, respects your silence, gives you peace. The divider complains you work too much, demands attention. The divider creates unnecessary drama, makes you feel guilty for your ambition, weakens you. If you have a type 2 partner, you have a serious problem. You are sleeping with the enemy. You have an energy leak inside your own fortress. You must have a command conversation. I'm entering a construction phase. It will be hard. I will be mentally absent at times. I'm doing it for our future. I need to know if you're on the boat or if you want to get off at the port. If you stay, I need total support, not complaints. If you can't handle this, I understand, but our paths part here. It is harsh but necessary. Don't reach 50 being broke and resentful. If they are the right person, they will put on the helmet and pass you the ammo. If they are the wrong person, they will leave, and they will do you a favor. Better alone than in bad company was never truer than in war. Protecting your mission is your highest priority. Choose a companion who strengthens your resolve. Sense, The desert crossing the void. When you execute the purge, something terrifying happens. You are left alone, your phone stops ringing. Friday night comes and you have no plans. No one texts you. This is the breaking point. Most people panic here. They feel the social void. They feel like losers. They rush to call the anchors to fill the void today. They return to the drug of cheap company. Do not do it. Endure the void. That void is clean space. You have moved the old rotten furniture out of your house. Now the house is empty and the echo resonates. Do not put trash back in just because you don't like seeing it empty. Wait. Learn to be alone in the empty house. Enjoy the cleanliness. That space is where the new people will enter. But they cannot enter if the space is occupied by the old ones. Solitude is the price of admission to the elite. Lions walk alone. Sheep walk in herds. If you look beside you and no one is there, it is likely that you are leading. Embrace the silence. Verte, building the steel circle. After solitude comes reconstruction. But this time you choose. You don't accept what you're given, you select what you need. You look for brothers in arms, not party friends. What is a brother in arms? Someone who shares your values, discipline, ambition, loyalty. Someone you can talk to about ideas, business, and philosophy. Someone who doesn't envy you but competes with you so you both improve. Someone who will tell you the truth to your face, even if it hurts, because they respect you. Where are they found? They are not at the bar. They are in the places where people suffer and grow. They are at the gym at 6 a.m., not at 6 p.m. with everyone else. They are at business seminars, in entrepreneur communities, in libraries, or sometimes on the internet. You can have digital mentors and long-distance friends who are worth 1,000 times more than a physical neighbor. To enter your new circle, set high entry barriers. Do not give away your trust, let them earn it today. Nigh, the cost of excellence. Some people will call you arrogant. They will say, he thinks he's better than us. The internal response is, I don't think I'm better. I am behaving better. My habits are better. My results are better. If that bothers you, it's your problem, not mine. Excellence isolates. It is a pyramid. At the base there are many people. At the top there are few. The higher you go, the fewer people you will find. The air is thinner. It is colder. But the view is incredible. Do not feel guilty for leaving people behind. Everyone chooses their speed. You have decided to accelerate. You cannot slow down your Ferrari to match the pace of their bicycles today. If they want to come, let them pedal faster. If not, send them a postcard from the finish line. By maintaining your high standards, you act as a beacon for other high performers, eventually filling your steel circle with those who truly belong at the summit. Your new life requires a new tribe. Leave the old world behind now. Chapter 8. The Resurrection, the Return. Open the door. The light hurts your eyes. The noise stuns you. It has been 6 months, or perhaps 3, or a year. Chronological time does not matter. What matters is the metabolic time of your transformation. You leave the cave. You leave the bunker. You walk down the street and feel something strange. The ground feels more solid under your feet today. The air smells different. You watch people pass by and have a sense of unreality. They remain the same, exactly the same. The same tired faces, the same conversations about the weather and football, the same inflamed bodies dragging themselves to jobs they hate, the same eyes glued to phone screens seeking cheap dopamine. It's a loop. It's as if you had paused a movie, lived an entire lifetime and hit play again. The world has not changed, but you are an alien. Your clothes fit you differently. Your shoulders fill them. Your waist has shrunk. Your mind processes information at a different speed. You no longer vibrate with the frequency of the herd today. Welcome to Chapter 8. Welcome to the end and the beginning. The isolation phase is over. The phase of dark construction has concluded. Now the deployment phase begins. Now the true danger starts. Because returning to the world as a new man is harder than hiding. The world will try to put you back in your old box. It will try to normalize you. Today you are going to learn to walk among the dead without being bitten. You are going to learn to present your new avatar to the world, not to ask for approval, but to command respect. This is your resurrection, and you are not coming back as a lamb, you are coming back as the lion. You are the predator that the shadows have forged now. So I see the Matrix shock, the Neo vision. Remember the scene in The Matrix when Neo sees the green code falling? He no longer sees the walls, he sees the structure. That is going to happen to you. Having detoxed from dopamine, purged your relationships, and worked in depth, you have developed X-ray vision. You will enter a bar or an office and see people's insecurities screaming. You will see the guy who speaks loudly, and you will know he does it because he feels small. You will see the girl uploading provocative photos and know she is desperate for fatherly validation. You will see your angry boss and know he is afraid. Before, you were part of that theater. You reacted, you took offense, you were involved. Now you are an observer. You feel a cold, almost clinical emotional distance. It is not arrogance, though they will perceive it as such. It is lucidity. You have left Plato's cave. You have seen the sun, and going back down into the cave to talk to those who only see shadows on the wall is a surreal experience for you today. Prepare to feel alone in the middle of the crowd. But this time it is not the solitude of the loser who does not fit in. It is the solitude of the king who has no peers. You carry the silence of the bunker within you, and that stillness acts as a shield against the chaotic frequencies of the world that once used to drain you. Tarsum, the debut, the reveal, managing the impact. The moment of your first official public appearance arrives. A dinner, a meeting, an event. You have been in silence. Chapter 6. You have created mystery. Expectation is high, or non-existent if you really disappeared well. How you present yourself that day will set the tone for your new life. You must be strategic and precise now. Rule 1. Give no explanations. People will see you changed. They will see you stronger, wealthier, calmer. They will ask, "Wow, what did you do? What diet are you on? What are you working on?" The impulse of your ego will be to vomit the whole story of your 6 months of sacrifice. No, keep the mystery. Respond with a smile today. Respond with a short phrase. "I've just been taking care of myself a bit, focusing." Let them wonder about the details. If you give them the recipe, they will think they can do it. If you don't, they will think you have magic. You prefer they think it's magic. Mystery is the currency of high status and authority in the social game. Rule 2. The body language of calm. The old you was anxious. You moved your hands, spoke fast, sought to please. The new you is a rock. Move slowly. Speak slowly. People with authority are in no hurry to be heard. Maintain eye contact a second longer than comfortable. Your physical presence will do 80% of the work for you. You don't have to say, "I'm the boss." Your posture says it. Rule 3. Do not seek applause. If they tell you how good you look, say thanks and change the subject. Don't stand there waiting for more praise like a puppy waiting for a treat. Show that your validation is internal. This disarms people. They are used to trading in flattery. Thirst, the herd reaction. Envy and sabotage. Newton said, "For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction." Your action of rising will generate a reaction of trying to bring you down. Prepare to lose the people who survived the purge in Chapter 7, but who cannot stand your real success. You will see 2 types of reactions in your old social circles today. Admiration, the few, people who will be inspired. They will ask you with humility. To these you can open a small door. They may be future allies. Resentment, the majority. They will say passive-aggressive things. You've become obsessed. You're not fun anymore. The money has changed you. You look too thin. Understand this. They are not talking about you. They are talking about their own frustration. Your light hurts their eyes because they are used to the darkness. Your discipline is an insult to their laziness. Do not get angry. Do not defend yourself. Do not justify your success. The moment you justify, you lose the frame. You give them power. The correct response to sabotage is indifference or irony. Yes, it has changed me, fortunately. And you keep walking. You cannot save those who do not want to be saved, and you cannot slow down to wait for the stragglers. Your path is upward, and the weight of their resentment is not yours to carry anymore. Fee, the regression trap, the maximum danger. Here is the point where 50% of newborn ghosts die. You have achieved success. You have lost weight. You have launched the business. You receive validation. You feel good. And your brain tells you, "Well, that's it. We won. We can relax. A pizza won't hurt. One day without training is fine. Let's reinstall Instagram today. Danger, red alert. It is the rebound effect. Your old identity is not completely dead. It is in a coma. If you feed it, it will wake up, and it will wake up with overdue hunger. I have seen men transform into beasts in 6 months and go back to being fat and poor in 2 months because of complacency. They think change is permanent. It is not. Entropy always pushes toward chaos. Maintaining the form is as hard as achieving it. Maintaining wealth is harder than earning it. The antidote: never consider the mission finished. The Ghost Protocol is not a race with a finish line. It is a way of life. When you reach your goal must move immediately. You must live in a state of permanent unfinishedness. The day you say, "I have arrived," you start to die. Do not celebrate too much. Celebration is the beginning of decay. Keep the edge sharp. The true master knows that the throne is never owned, only leased, and the rent is due every single day through continued discipline. The new status, social hypergamy. Returning as a new man, you will notice your market value has risen. People who ignored you before now seek you out. Women or men who didn't look at you before now smile at you. Partners who didn't answer your phone now invite you to lunch. It is hypergamy, the search for the best. It is natural. It is biological today. Do not take it personally, but do not be naive either. Do not become arrogant, but do not be the grateful good boy because they are finally paying attention to him. Remember who ignored you when you were nobody, not out of resentment, but for data. Those people want your light, not you. If you lose the light, they will go. Use your new status with strategic coldness. You now have access to higher circles. Use them to find your equals. Chapter 7. Now you have leverage. Negotiate better. Ask for more. Your price has gone up. Make sure to charge the new rate, not the old one. The novice's error is to keep charging what he did when he was a loser. Vice, living in the world without being of the world. How do you live now? You cannot be in the bunker eternally. The key is selective integration. You live in society. You use its roads, its money, and its restaurants, but you do not buy its operating system. You are a spy, an infiltrator. You go to parties, but you do not get drunk. You observe. You are always present today. You have social media, but you do not consume. You produce and leave. You have relationships, but you maintain your sacred boundaries. You have learned to carry the silence within you, in the middle of the noise. You can be in a stadium full of screaming people and inside your head, be in the darkroom calm and analyzing. That is true mastery. Not needing a physical cave because the cave is you. Your internal discipline is your portable monastery. No one can take you out of your center because your center no longer depends on anything external. You move through the matrix as a conscious architect, playing the game without ever becoming a pawn again. The eternal ghost seasonality. The Ghost Protocol is a tool, not a sentence. Life is cyclical. It has seasons. There are seasons of expansion, going out, selling, traveling, enjoying, connecting. And there are seasons of contraction, isolating, building, training, reflecting. Most people live in an eternal mediocre expansion. Always half gas, always out there. You now have the superpower of contraction. You know how to disappear. When you feel you are stagnating, getting distracted, losing the edge, you know what to do. You press the button, Ghost Protocol activated, and you disappear again. 3 months, 1 month, whatever it takes, to sharpen the axe, to reinvent yourself again today. Your friends will know that. From time to time you go away, and they will respect that. They will say, "He has gone into the cave. Watch out when he comes out, because he will come with something big." Your cyclical unpredictability makes you a legend in your circle. You are not linear. You are exponential in leaps. You are the storm. Fate, the legacy. What have you really gained? You look back to 6 months ago, to that scared boy addicted to his phone with a soft body and a mind full of noise. It feels like it was in another life. It feels like another person. And it is. That person died. You killed them. It was a merciful murder. What have you gained? I could tell you money or muscles or status today. But those are side effects. What you have really gained is sovereignty. Sovereignty over your attention, sovereignty over your impulses, sovereignty over your emotions, sovereignty over your time. No one can control you anymore. not the TikTok algorithm, not your mother's opinion, not the fear of loneliness, not junk food. You are free. And real freedom is not doing whatever you want. That is animal debauchery. Real freedom is doing what you must do when you want to do it, without anything internal or external being able to stop you. You are the captain of your soul. You are the master of your destiny. The Ghost Protocol is complete. Reign now. Conclusion. It's over. The playback bar has reached the end. My voice, which has accompanied you on this immersion into the darkness, is about to fall silent. In a few seconds, you will be left alone. You will be left with the silence of your room, the sound of distant traffic, and the electric hum of your own mind. This is the most dangerous moment, because right now you have an overdose of motivation. Your brain is secreting adrenaline. You feel capable of killing a dragon with your bare hands, but motivation is volatile. Motivation is a prostitute who abandons you when the money runs out or when it gets cold. What you need now is not motivation. What you need is identity today. We have traveled a brutal path together. We killed your need for attention. We cleaned your brain of chemical filth. We looked your traumas in the eye. We forged an armor of flesh and bone. We worked until obsession. We learned the power of silence and amputated rotting relationships. Now you are back. But who are you now? The protocol is not an event, it is a weapon. The mistake you will make if you are not careful is thinking that the Ghost Protocol is something you do once, mark as completed, and forget. You will think, I did my 6 months. I am successful. Now I can go back to normal. If you think like that, you have already lost, because normality is the disease you just cured yourself of. Going back to normal is going back to the cancer. Ghost mode is not a tourist destination. It is your base of operations. From today on, you live in the world, but you do not belong to it. You have acquired the ability to enter and leave the matrix at will. Life is cyclical. You will have moments of expansion and light. Enjoy them today. But the day will come, and I assure you it will, when you feel you are stagnating. The day will come when the noise of the world dazes you again. The day will come when you feel soft, complacent, and slow. On that day, you will not panic. You will smile. Because you have the weapon, you know the code, you know how to return to the cave. You know that at any moment, you can press the red button, disappear from the radar, and return to the cave to sharpen the axe. You have become a cyclical being, a being that knows how to die and be reborn as many times as necessary. That capacity for reinvention makes you immortal. You are always birthing the one you will be tomorrow. 2. The gravity of mediocrity, eternal vigilance. I have to warn you of something cruel. The world wants you mediocre. It's not a conspiracy of villains in a dark room. It is something simpler. It is entropy. It is the law of social gravity. The system is designed for you to be a predictable gear. The system wants you to have a little debt, a little fat, a little fear and entertainment. It wants just enough for you to keep producing and consuming, but not enough for you to free yourself and compete. The system hates the ghost because it cannot control him. It cannot sell him things he doesn't need, and it cannot scare him with fake news. Therefore, the world will constantly try to pull you down to its level today. They will try to seduce you with comfort. Take a day off, you deserve it. Eat this, it's just once. Install this app, it's fun. Mediocrity is patient. It will wait for you to have a moment of weakness. Your freedom has a price, and that price is eternal vigilance. You cannot fall asleep. You are the guardian of your own wall. If you leave a door open, the zombies will enter. And zombies are hungry for brains. Keep your steel circle closed. Keep your habits sharp. Never relax completely. Even in rest, keep one eye open, like the wolves. The moment you lower your guard is the moment the world begins to reclaim your soul for the collective average today. 3. The final definition of sovereignty. Why have we done all this? To have abs, to have money in the bank? Yes, that's fine. Those are tools. But the ultimate goal of the Ghost Protocol is one single word: sovereignty. Sovereignty is the supreme state of the human being. It means you have no masters. It means you are not a slave to your passions or your vices now. It means you are not a slave to your mother's opinion, the country's economy, or the Instagram algorithm. Sovereignty is the ability to say no, saying no to a job that insults you, because you have savings and high-value skills. Saying no to a relationship that drains you because you love yourself enough to be alone today. Saying no to junk food because you respect your temple. Saying no to social pressure because you have your own compass. When you reach sovereignty, you become dangerous to the establishment and magnetic to awakened people. You become a natural leader. In a world of scared sheep, the man who governs himself becomes the king. IV, the legacy, breaking the genetic chain. Look at your hands. Those hands carry the history of your surname. Your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, many of them lived in fear. They lived in scarcity. They lived worried about what they would say. They lived small lives, not because they wanted to, but because they didn't know there was another option. You are the turning point. You are the glitch in the matrix of your family tree. With this protocol, you are not just saving yourself. You are cleaning the blood. Your children, or the people you mentor, or your creations, will be born into a new paradigm. They will see a parent who does not bend and who is in control today. That example is worth more than any $1,000,000 inheritance. You are establishing a new standard of excellence for everyone who carries your name or your brand after you. That responsibility is heavy, I know, but it is a blessed weight. It is the weight of the crown. Carry it with pride. Be the iron anchor of your lineage now. V, the last act, the decision of the mirror. We are reaching the end. The screen is going to go black, the audio will cut off, and the silence will fall over you like a heavy blanket. In that moment, the final battle will occur. You will have two options. Option A, the tourist. You will say, "What a good audiobook, so much truth. Tomorrow I start." Then you go to sleep. Tomorrow inertia will win. You will grab your phone upon waking. You will eat junk. You will postpone training. Within a month, this will be just a blurry memory of something that moved you, but didn't change you. You will be a tourist of success. Someone who visited the idea of greatness, took a photo, and went back home today. Option B, the ghost. You will turn off the audio. You will say nothing. You will post nothing. You will get up and walk to the nearest mirror. You will look yourself in the eye, and you will make a blood pact with your reflection. You will declare the hour of death of your old self. Here the addict died, the child is gone. Here the coward died, here the addict died, here the child who needed applause died, and you will begin immediate execution. You will delete the apps right now. You will throw the junk food in the trash right now. You will block the toxic contacts right now. And you will enter the cave. Without saying goodbye, without warning. The world will not know what happened. Tomorrow they will look for you and won't find you. They will call and you won't answer. They will think you've gone mad. Let them think. Let them talk. You will be busy. You will be in the dark, hammer in hand, forging your new life blow by blow in silence. And when you return, you reign. When the door opens again, you won't have to tell them you won. They will see it in your eyes. They will see it in your walk. They will smell it on your skin. They will see someone who went through hell and came back riding the devil. The protocol is delivered. The map is in your hands. It is time to disappear to truly exist.